Hello and welcome to Midland State University Research and Innovation Podcast. My name is your Uncle Kyle, and of course, you know there is no substitute for quality. This broadcast has been made possible by MSU Radio. Let me take this time to send my big shout outs to the guys behind the scenes, guys from communication and marketing department, guys from MSU Radio. Big shout out to Ralph, big shout out to Mr. Mshangwe, big shout out to our technician as well, Villa. I call him Villa, but his name is Tinashe. But in this podcast, I have a very interesting guest that I have, and I actually stand to learn a lot from him today, because you know it's an honor to be sitting with a professor, a whole lot of a professor. His name is Professor Munodawafa. Professor, we welcome you to this podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And I must say that it took us a lot of thinking to bring you at the top here with all these views. We actually thought that you were not going to feel comfortable. How do you feel, and how's the weather?
No, I feel quite good. This is also beautiful. I never thought there would be a time I'll get to the top of Midland State University buildings. At least you brought me to the top.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Now, for someone who doesn't know Professor Munodawafa beyond the lab and also beyond the lecture hall, how would you describe your journey? I understand that you are into research and also community medicine. Take us through that, Prof.
Thank you very much. Yes, Professor Munodawafa. My first name is Davison. So my journey is typical of an African child's journey to wherever I'm at now. I am a Zimbabwean, and I also studied primary and secondary education in Zimbabwe. I had the opportunity to enter into professional field, which is the health field, as a nurse. I started at the very low levels of nursing.
Interesting.
As a medical assistant. I then went on to train as a registered nurse at Harare Hospital, and got a break. It was a true break.
Sure.
I had an opportunity to go to the US to study a bachelor's degree in community health, and I went on to do my graduate studies, ending up with a doctorate.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it must have been hard, because from the time that you started advancing your education, you know, I believe that resources weren't as available as they are now. Even now, we are now more connected to technology and other things. You know, how did you manage?
True, and I can put it in the context so you get a feel of what time I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I joined nursing training in the mid-70s, around 1976. So that tells you where I've come from. The situation and the competition was hard. But I want to thank God, and I also want to recognize my late parents who kept on telling me that pursuing education was the right thing.
Sure.
And I really didn't know the destination, but let me be very grateful that I managed to go to the US, and I was a recipient of the first Zimbabwe Manpower Scholarship of 1983. So I'm a product of that. I received the Rockefeller Foundation Fellowship for my doctoral studies. Each time I thought things were hard, someone came in and bailed me out.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be speaking now from Zimbabwe,
Mm-hmm.
which means I took the honor and opportunity to plant back
Mm-hmm.
into the country that gave me a lot.
Yeah. All right. Now, there are those who now think that I just want to take you just a little bit off academia. There are those who believe that education now is no longer a thing. You now have to have skill. You now have to be linked, amongst other things. Just in short, what word do you want to to tell those people?
No,
Yeah,
I
because
really
Mhm.
want to emphasize and plead to parents,
Mhm.
to the young people, anyone who is pursuing education, that education liberates. Education truly liberates you.
Mhm.
It is the only thing that you are guaranteed belongs to you in the final end.
Mhm.
It's the only thing no one can take away from you.
Mhm. Sure.
So, yes, things are tough. It's not easy to get into the right places. It's not easy to get the job you want, but it can be really worse
Sure.
without an education. So
Sure.
I still want to emphasize that education is something that we should pursue and pursue aggressively.
Definitely. Now we have heard that you have worked across different communities in Zimbabwe and even internationally. I think when we were talking, you were giving me a brief of the countries that you have traveled to, and you have also worked with organizations like the World Health Organization. Can you walk us through the kind of work you are doing now and how it connects back to the people on the ground?
Thank you very much for that. Yes, my training uh, has taken me to the area of public health. I mentioned that I got my baptism through nursing,
Mm-hmm.
so I have a lot of respect for the nursing field. Out of the nursing field, I went on to study an area called health promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And in the field of health promotion, which is about preventive medicine or disease prevention and control, I have had the opportunity to teach in the US after completing my doctorate. So I've had that opportunity. I was a student, and on another time, I then ended up on the other side teaching, which
All
was
right.
a great experience. But I moved back to Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and on moving back to Africa in the late 1980s,
Mm-hmm.
this is at the height of the HIV and AIDS. I'm really happy that I came to join forces with colleagues in the area of HIV/AIDS prevention and control.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in Malawi, heading a center of ministers of education in Africa called Guidance, Counseling, and Youth Development Center for Africa. I then joined the World Health Organization, WHO, in Southeast Asia, based in New Delhi, India. It was a huge transition for me, having lived in the US,
Mm-hmm.
and now I find myself in India with 1.1 billion people. It was not an easy transition,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
covered Southeast Asia for 5 years,
All right.
leading the area of health promotion and disease control. After 5 years, I was asked to be reassigned or redeployed to the African region, and I think this was a great opportunity, and I'm most grateful that I moved to Africa and I was based in Congo Brazzaville for 7 years, where I
Wow.
covered 47 countries of the African region as
Mm.
a regional coordinator for the
Mhm.
area on disease prevention and control. Uh, so, that's the experience, and I retired from there.
All right. Normally, some when they go out there, especially in the Europe and all, they don't usually come back. What motivated you to come back home and now want to retire back home?
I yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But for me, as much as I really am grateful that I had the opportunity to be abroad and out of Zimbabwe for learning and working, I've always felt I wanted to be a part of the solution to
Mhm.
public health issues in particular. And I also wanted to be close to my family and friends. I wanted to see myself give back
Mhm.
in any way possible.
Mhm.
So I was very happy that I had the opportunity to come back to Africa and work for 7 years and retired from WHO in Congo Brazzaville. 2 years later, after my retirement,
Mhm.
I decided to join Midland State University to support the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, and here I am.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Well, I must say that once again, it is an honor to have a man with such a great portfolio, sharing with us your expertise as well. Um, so, how does your research tie into where Zimbabwe is going as a country? Like Vision 2030 or our national health priorities?
Yes, thank you very much for that. In the background, the work that I have invested a lot of time and energy and resources is around disease prevention and control, or simply health promotion and education, ensuring that our communities, our population is aware and has the necessary requisites for skills and the resources to prevent diseases before they were overtaken by
Mm-hmm,
calamities. We all know what happened with Ebola in West Africa,
mm-hmm,
with the
mm-hmm,
COVID 19. The biggest resource we had was to educate the communities so that they can prevent. Yes, we had the curative, we're looking for vaccines and all that. So my work is in that area of prevention and control. Currently, we are seeing a huge burden which is overtaking what we have known traditionally as your communicable diseases,
mm-hmm.
your HIV, your TB. They've always been around and they cause a lot of discomfort in general.
Mm-hmm.
But we are experiencing a huge burden on what is referred to as non communicable diseases. And
Mm-hmm.
these are your diabetes, hypertension, your cancer, your heart diseases.
Mm-hmm.
And add to that issues related to mental health,
Sure.
road fatalities, just mentioned. So, this is the work that I'm now engaged in.
All right.
My primary interest is to ensure that the population, young, old, male, female, are at least informed
Mm-hmm.
that you can prevent
Mm-hmm.
diabetes, hypertension, cancer. Our lifestyle related behaviors do contribute, they facilitate, but we can also intervene. And that's the work and the research that we are doing. I'm very happy to work with young scholars. I'm also very happy to work with colleagues who have been in Zimbabwe for a much longer time than myself. And I'm happy to continue to support regional work and the global work, taking our institutions out there to connect with others.
Wow. And let's talk about real life. situations. Research isn't always smooth because some of us are even afraid to to start a research. I know that it comes in with a lot of things that are involved. What kind of challenges do you run into, and how do you push through?
The kind of challenges we face, and I can tell you the demand for more information, for knowledge, will never cease. It's elastic, it's there. What is limiting are the resources to tackle those challenges or those issues that require inquiries through what we call research. So those resources include financial. You need money.
Definitely.
You also need time. You need infrastructure. We know that resources are limited. The demands are unlimited. So we don't fund. When I say we, I'm talking of as a country, as Africa in general. There isn't a huge allocation for research.
Yeah.
Because we tend to want to invest in the firefighting. If there is a cholera outbreak here, for us to allocate funds to find out why we have cholera every now and again in the same place may not be the best, but because everybody wants to make sure that we have stopped cholera. So the resource allocation for research is quite limited. That's a huge challenge. I think we need to continue to bring in fresh ideas. Research today is not the same research we did in the late 80s, mid 80s, into the 90s.
Yes.
Now today, we are talking of ICT, information communication technology. Specifically, we are talking of AI.
Exactly.
And we need young people to come in and help us introduce this technology into the research that we are working on, so that we don't lag behind.
Speaking of AI, I just need to drift a little bit from what we were talking about. I have heard so many other young people, since you have called on the young people to also come through and support, they are also complaining that, some of the professors or doctors, they are always pondering us over our dissertation, telling us that we have used AI. But how do they expect us not to use AI, because AI is now there to stay? So I need you to speak on behalf of all the professors. Are you against AI? Do you think that AI is taking your jobs?
No. I am one of those who really would like to see our young people getting the correct handle on the applications of AI and understanding the fundamentals around AI. It took me a while also. I had to get someone to walk me through, and I'm very fortunate that I've always been around technology. I may not be, but I was not born in the BC before computers. No, I am one of those who has been with the computers, and I've never stepped back. The thing about AI is that this is why, even if you read in the literature, if you listen to what is coming out in the West, Western media, and gurus who know about AI, the challenge we are facing is that a lot of people will become redundant if they don't understand AI now. Your jobs will be taken. You'll be with, a lot of things that you are doing manually, physically, can be done by AI.
Sure.
And companies will not just have a human body because they need a human body. No, but they would need someone who understands the applications of AI. And this is what we want our students apply AI in the correct manner. I'm not saying I want to see AI just write your dissertation. No, that's not the way it is supposed to be used. AI is meant to interact with you, challenge your positions, tell you where you have gone. If you're missing something, question the question. And we haven't reached that level in most of our learning. People just want to ask a question, that's enough. But if I ask you, can you question that question? And if you use AI applications, they will be able to go into greater detail. I'll tell you, you have a proposal that you have put together, and you really have the terms of reference for that grant proposal. AI can tell you how far off you are with that proposal, but you have responded, or you need to link it. Said, okay, guys, we have had our consultative meeting. This is what we want to put in the proposal. You can check with AI against the terms of reference, because AI can read the terms of reference and have its own interpretation. I'm working on a project right now, just to take you in another direction.
Yes.
Where a colleague who has written a book and is asked you to do the second edition of the book. And I'm one of the reviewers of a couple of the chapters. I've done my own review. But when I was done reviewing, in one of the meetings, I was really impressed. And this is a colleague in the US. He then says, let's find out how far off you are. What does AI also read the same chapter? What is it saying about what you have said? And I was happy to see my work compared with what AI also was trying to say on the same chapter, on the same issues. And this is the applications that we need. You know, in the past, I would have just gone with my own thinking that I'm right.
Exactly.
But when it started questioning some of my points and say, can you clarify where you come up with this statement and how do you justify it? It was very interesting for me that, gosh, I didn't realize someone was also, machines are now thinking probably to our level. So it's something we have to know how to apply it.
Yeah, I'm happy that you are in support of it. You are not amongst the purported ones to say that AI is coming to take our jobs. So
no, we have to. We can lose our jobs if we don't know how to apply it.
All right.
Obviously, the employer won't employ someone when they know the technology can do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, as we sum up, I know that you have had publications. You also have some recent work that is happening now.
Yes.
To fellow researchers, students, and anyone who's going to come across this podcast, how can they connect with your work? How do they get to know about Professor Munodawafa's publications and some of the work that you're doing now?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. That's probably the place I know.
Well, while it's on LinkedIn, maybe you can just give us. There are other people who believe that LinkedIn is not a very useful social media app. Maybe you can just try to give the youngsters out there on how many opportunities they can get also through platforms like those.
I really think it is good. Well, I find it very useful.
All right.
I get to hear from people I may not have come across.
All right.
I've put in my CV. It has done a summary of things that, the technology out there is amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was recently contacted by someone from UK for their journal. They want me to sit on their editorial board. And when I asked how did they say, no, we came across your CV, we ran your CV, and this is the profile of your CV. They summarized my CV, everything I've done, but they have their own categorization, but they got it from LinkedIn.
Wow.
So I mean, they would never have
Mhm.
known I existed.
Sure.
Yeah, I really think. Then yes, Google the usual. You can Google my name, Munodawafa Davidson.
Uh-huh.
Tends to put in a lot of other things, but yeah, I'm here at Midland State University. I think the university tries to put the best outside. I don't think you hide much.
Sure. Definitely. Definitely.
So I think we are profiled in the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. Yeah, so that's fine, and I'm accessible.
All right. Even through the phone.
Yeah, on the phone, just
Sure.
don't ask for money.
Uh,
I don't have money.
well, you've heard it. Prof said he doesn't have money. I'm here wondering.
But I can tell you how to make money.
Interesting. Now, at least everybody is heading your way right now. Now, as we close off this segment of the Research and Innovation podcast, what are the words that you want to give to other aspiring researchers out there and anyone else who's probably watching this podcast or who come across this podcast, and even to the next generation who also want to venture into the researches that you have taken and educate and research as a whole?
Yeah, I just want to go back to the last sort of line that we shared when I said I don't have money.
Sure.
I can tell you what. It's very interesting to note, in particular, my colleagues in academia and those who have aspiring interest to stay in research and academia. There is a lot of money out there for funding your ideas. Money chases ideas. It doesn't chase problems. You have to have a good idea that you put forward. And in research, you also need networks. You need to know the other people who are of like minds or who are in related fields. Today's research is about collaboration. It's about multi-sectoral teams coming together. I'm in the social and behavioral areas of work, but I work with statisticians, I work with epidemiologists, I work with anthropologists, I work with a number of colleagues in various areas. And when we come together, you're likely to solve or address community problems, because community problems are not linear, they come in multi-dimension. So my suggestion would be make friends, keep the old ones, yes, but keep making new friends, and you keep keeping the old ones. Work hard, believe in your work, start small, focus. Things will pay, research will pay, and you only give money to a friend. So this is the essence around networking. Yes, get known. Sure. And I'm happy to say that our university, through the research innovation team, are doing a fantastic job for me, at least, and I know the faculty. Whenever we have contacts out there, networks, they try very hard to ensure that those contacts and networks, we are supported to reach out. So today we are proud to say we're working with UNICEF, we're working with WHO, we're working with a number of international organizations out there. But you can't do that if you're not in an environment that supports that.
Exactly.
And that's, I think, what the university is trying to do with the innovation research team.
Wow. Prof, I'm really grateful that you came through, and I would have wanted us to even have more of these. And I'm hoping that next time, earlier on, you were telling us that we are going to have one of these at your farm. So next time, I need to come and you tell me, now I'm at the farm. Outside research, I'm also into So I'm really grateful that you came through. And to all those who are viewing and watching, please make sure that you subscribe, you like, you comment, and you also share. My name is your Uncle Kyle, and I was with Professor Munodawafa, and this is the Research and Innovation Podcast. Until we meet again on the next episode, stay tuned for more.
Wow, thank you.